I've looked at enough tape that when I know a good front, and I mean that they didn't have a weak spot. And for that big rusher off the edge, I mean he's really good. And big nose tackle 306, he shook it down pretty good. He's really good. He's in better shape this year than he was last year. The two senior linebackers, I think they're the best two we've seen as a tandem. And that McMacken, that he comes off the edge, he's really athletic and fast, and he had some stunts that made it tough on us. And we got great effort up front in our line, and we couldn't match them punch for punch. This game was one of the trenches, and their defensive line their front seven was just sensational. And then the return game, in the first half especially, was really good. All our punts, I can tell you, 57-yard punt, 4-6 hang. That's 4-6 hang, 4-5 hang, 4-9 hang. I mean, that's incredible. Our punter was hitting the ball really well, and that guy's good too. He had 101 yards in returns, and they pinned us down. I heard they tell you on the 1 yard line. That turned the first half. We had some mo going. We actually drove 106 yards in that drive because we had a 76-yard drive with 2 holding calls. But yeah, I think Kevin had one on him. First interception, he tried to do too much. I saw a little bit of that in practice this week, and Wesley was working on him, and he's trying to make something happen. In a game when the running game was tough early. We got some yards on them late in the game, but they might have been tired down a little bit. And then the last one, he had a guy dead in his face, and Matt said his guy beat him. And those guys are pretty good. They're good, really good. So, other than that, if you look at what happened in the end, I'm not into statistics, but our stats are very similar to those. Just the game was won on some field changes in the return game and 7 sacks. We had none. And then the turnovers, they had 2, I think, and we had none. And that's the difference right there. And they didn't let us rally on them second half.
What about the switching off they did at quarterback so frequently? Is that a factor?
Yeah, I guess I didn't feel it as much as now. On the radio they asked me about that. I just think the Carnes guy can run. He was 4 for 13 passing, so yeah, he is athletic. Was he at Nebraska? Yeah, you can see why he's not there. Can't throw, but he can run, and that puts another athlete in there. And I still think that big running back might be as good as I've coached against. And we held him down pretty good.
Didn't do anything, yeah.
No, we held the running game down decent. The quarterback could run, and then they were 4-3. The quarterbacks each rushed for a little, but we played hard, played real hard, and got a PAT blocked, which is really unusual because Miles hits the ball so high, but he didn't quite get under one, and he got a little push up the middle, and the big guy blocked it. But we need work at special teams. It got better as the game went on, and, but we got to be a little bit better than that. And I give that Owens kid some credit. Is he a senior? I hope. 6 for 103 returns, 2 kickoffs for 52 yards. And the guy's good.
Yeah, he's a senior.
That's good. They lose some good players on defense, so I think they got a pretty good football team. And they lost at Iowa, lost at Hawaii. That thing last week, that team almost beat Indiana State. just lost on a buzzer shot to Illinois State. Yeah, I think they got a field goal kicked on them at the last second. So they're much different, Indiana State, than they were a year ago.
Did you expect to have to really have, not have a problem, but a lot to handle with that pass rush?
You can see watching the film, they're good. And I didn't even see who made the sacks, but is it 47? Is it McNeil? That guy is a freak pass rusher. And he's had, McMacken is a guy off the edge. We knew he was really athletic and good. And he has a mismatch on speed with your outside guys. And they ran a stunt or two I don't think we were very ready for. He started up and then they worked under it. Sometimes they pull the tackle out. Everybody does. But they're just good. I'm not kidding you. I'd be surprised if they don't go on and have a real good season, but I'm not sure their quarterback play out and all that guy. He's got to play. Their real quarterback is Carl Morgan, and he's got to play better than he did, I think, if they want to do much. And if the other guy can come in and run the ball for him like he did, I guess they'll be all right. That did give them, stats don't tell the story here, 7 sacks.
How about your pass rush? Are there things you can do to kind of show that up a
Just
little
what we
bit?
got. That's the best we got. Tells you how good that guy was last year, doesn't it? Sure miss him. We get a lot of push with 94. Kianlagi can come pretty good off the edge, and your nose guard's never much of a pass rusher. He just taking up blocks. Just kind of young with the rest of the guys. Maybe if you send more guys, but then you got all new secondary that we kind of showed that in the second half. That last touchdown they scored was one guy did this and one guy did that. And we did that on Garfield Street, 4-on-4 football. And your safety should stay there unless you're man-to-man, your corner there. And if you're in zone, the corner's got that guy and you got that guy, and we ran out with that guy. And so, that's meant, and our safety was a wide receiver all last year, so he's a good tackler and he's learning. But